Welcome to Videocast from the Washington State Auditor's Office. In today's Videocast, we look at long-term care worker certification requirements.
We are talking about the performance audit of Initiative 1163, the certification requirements for long-term care workers.
Our first objective was to answer the question on whether or not the completion rate for those applying for the home care aide certification improved since the last audit, which was done in early 2012. And if it did improve, we wanted to find out what caused those improvements.
Well, for our first question, we found that the certification completion rate, both the rate and the number, has drastically increased from the first audit. And this is in terms of both completion and timely completion within the deadlines established in law. We also found that both agencies, the Department of Health and the Department of Social and Health Services, have made various improvements that we believe contributed to this increase in the rate and in the number of applicants that completed the process. The second question, we found that the vast majority of caregivers in adult family home settings were actually exempt from the certification requirement, either because they were grandfathered in and were working during an exemption period, or because they held another type of professional certification, specifically the Nursing Assistant Certified Certificate.
And these are workers who work with vulnerable clients such as the elderly and those who are developmentally disabled. And what they do is they help them with their daily living activities such as bathing or preparing meals or feeding them or any other needs they might have, such as laundry.
We found that there are various issues that can be barriers to people earning their certification. The first is simply the fact that it is a high turnover industry. A lot of people enter and leave the field. The second barrier is the background check process, and that makes sense. Certain people fail background checks, and therefore the process is working as intended. So those people are not allowed to receive the home care aide certification. Another barrier that we found is that many providers are serving their own family members, and they don't, in order to receive a DSHS contract or work in a DSHS licensed facility, they need to complete the training and certification requirements. But since they're only serving a relative of theirs, they might not feel the need to do that, so they may just decide to drop out of the process altogether.
So one of the recommendations we are making is that the agencies just continue to identify improvements to help improve the passage rate.
We're also recommending that DSHS follow up with the one adult family home caregiver that we found was working uncertified and without a proper exemption, and that we believe was still working in calendar year 2014.
So the audit did look at whether long-term care workers were meeting the 1163 requirements, the home care aide certification requirements. What we did not look at was the quality of care. So we are required to do this audit every 2 years, and so that's something we will consider doing in the future.
For more information on this report or any of the other work from the Washington State Auditor's Office, visit our website at www.sao.wa.gov.